Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai. I want to give double honor to the apostles at Great Millstone who rule well. And I also want to say peace and blessings, salutations to the elect. I'm Zahab, Spirit Wind Judah, GMS Mississippi Camp. And I want to go into oppression, all right? Because a lot of people are under the misconception of what the word oppression really means, all right? Because oppression doesn't necessarily mean that, you know, someone has a literal iron upon your neck, all right, and they're making you pick cotton. All right, that's just the most elementary form of oppression. But as this system, American system, evolved, all right, and developed, so did their oppressing ways develop. All right, so I'm going to start with the book of Acts, chapter 10, verse 38, to further expound on this topic. It says, "How the Most High anointed Yahweh Shai of Nazareth with the Holy Spirit and with power, who went about doing good and healing all that were oppressed of the devil, for the Most High was with him." All right. Now it says they were oppressed of the devil, man. All right. Who was ruling at that time? It was the Romans, which were Edomites, Idumea, man. They were ruling Jerusalem. They were over Jerusalem. They were oppressing Jerusalem, man. So let's get some examples of how you can oppress somebody, man. All right. This is, well, I'm going to get Deuteronomy, the 24th chapter. All right. The 24th chapter, starting at the 14th verse. This is Deuteronomy 24 and 14. "Thou shalt not oppress an hired servant that is poor and needy, whether he be of thy brethren or of thy strangers that are in thy land within thy gates, because you're Israelites that were scattered." Verse 15. This is going to expound on what the word oppression means. "At his day thou shalt give him his hire, neither shall the sun go down upon it." Because when you had a hired servant, a man that was contracted to do a particular service for you, you know, you were supposed to pay him the same day he got done with his work. Every day you pay him at the end of the day, which goes to show you that, you know, to pay someone once a week, bi-weekly, or once a month is a form of oppression. All right, because they can't pay their bills until they get paid. All right, and it's a way of keeping them down, man. All right, verse 15. "At his day thou shalt give him his hire, neither shall the sun go down upon it, for he is poor and setteth his heart upon it, lest he cry against thee unto Yahweh, and it be sin unto thee." So it's sin for an Israelite to withhold the wages of another Israelite. All right, these are our laws. But guess what? In 1983, through Ronald Reagan, the Bible was considered the for lack of better words, I'm not quoting verbatim, but it's basically the law of the land. So Esau was supposed to take the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Most High and implement them within the American system. But he doesn't. You know, he's a hypocrite. All right, he has a Christian or moral facade, but the real core of America is demonic. It's the opposite of the scriptures. All right, this is another form of oppression. Sirach 21 and 8. "He that buildeth his house with other men's money is like one that gathereth himself stones for the tomb of his burial." Now, that's called a mortgage. All right, which a mortgage goes back to the combination of two elements. Mort, which means dead, and gage is a pledge. All right, so you're dead to a pledge. But according to the scriptures, you're not supposed to use your house as a pledge, man. But that's the exact way you get a house in America. You use the house as a pledge to the bank that you're going to pay on that loan. All right, so I'm going to read that again. Deuteronomy 21 and 8. "He that buildeth his house with other men's money." The other man's money is the bank's money. "Is like one that gathereth himself stones for the tomb of his burial." All right, because that's a form of oppression. All right, You're not supposed to have a mortgage payment that you pay every month to the bank. You're not supposed to get paid once a week or once every 2 weeks or once a month. All right. What you do is, and you're not supposed to get taxed. It's against the scriptures. Maybe that'll be a second part of the lesson. It's all in the spirit, but it's against the laws of Yahweh Shem Yahushua to commit usury upon thy brethren, man. What is usury? Interest. All right. But this is supposed to be the land of one law, what do you call it? One nation under God, and God we trust. So why are they not implementing these laws within the so-called American system, man? All right, this is hypocrisy. But guess what? When you take out a loan, they give you interest. All right, they charge interest. You put a payment on anything, they're going to charge interest. But that's a sin. All right, that's another form of oppression. All right. But with that, I'm just going to bring it to a closing. If the spirit allow, I can make an extension or a continuation of this lesson, but it's all in the spirit. With that, I hope you brothers were edified. Until the next lesson, Shalom.